matter how many times I go over the instructions, it doesn't seem to work. I'm hoping you might be able to help me.
Listen, I don't have time for this. I have to get back to work. It's the same price. Can I just go back and get the pink paint instead?
Listen, I'm very busy right now. Why don't you call back tomorrow? And I might be able to help you.
This drives me crazy. My boss, he surprised me with junk to and expects me to run a place like this.
Yeah, we don't take hour-long coffee breaks twice a day like those other organizations.
I told you that a professional should have installed it and you shouldn't try it yourself. Now you're in a huge mess.
It's an undeniable fact that in business, keeping your customers happy should be one of your top priorities. Because without them, you'd have no business. I'm Gene Dybo, and I'm here today to help you and your business become more successful. We're going to take a look at 8 of the most common mistakes people make when dealing with their customers. With every example, I'll give you tips on how to fix the situation. These problems can exist in all types of businesses and organizations. They're mistakes that we can all make because sometimes we tend to think about our own problems and priorities first. So with that in mind, let's take a look at problem number 1, the I don't care response.
Hello, Shopper's Corner.
Yeah, hi. I recently bought a digital alarm clock from you, but I can't seem to program it. No matter how many times I go over the instructions, it doesn't seem to work. I'm hoping you might be able to help me.
Oh, well, sorry, we just sell the stuff. I mean, I don't know how it all works, and we don't offer any kind of technical assistance. You could always return it if it's not working.
No, it works. At least I think it does. I just need some help figuring it out.
Well, sorry, I can't help. Look, if you can't figure it out, you could always return it with no questions asked, just as long as you have the receipt. Good luck.
Well, that wasn't so bad, or was it? Even though the cashier was pleasant and truthful over the phone, did she actually help the customer? Well, the customer asked for guidance, and all she got was, I don't care. If you don't like it, bring it back. The sales rep never actually addressed the customer's problem. To fix this problem, don't greet your customers with indifference regarding their problems. They're not likely to be satisfied by your response and will end up feeling frustrated. Just like you, customers want to feel valued and respected. Even if you ultimately can't do much for them directly, at least you can show them some understanding. Also, don't let distractions keep you from giving the customer your full attention. They can tell when your attention is divided. Here's how that scene might have played out.
Hello, you've reached Shopper's Corner. How can I help you?
Yes, hello. I recently bought a digital alarm clock from you, but I can't seem to program it. No matter how many times I go over the instructions, it doesn't seem to work. I'm hoping you might be able to help me.
Oh, I know how frustrating new technologies can be sometimes. What's the product number?
S456TV.
Oh, that's our newest model. What have you done to try to solve the problem so far?
Well, I followed the programming instructions and it hasn't worked. I visited a friend and he can't get it going either. So then I called you.
Okay, so what you need is some technical help to get the clock working properly. See, we don't offer that service here because we just sell the products, and personally, I'm really bad at trying to fix those gizmos. But what I can do is I can give you the number of the technical assistance place that could help you with all of your problems. The number there is 1-888-555-3040.
Perfect. Thank you.
Oh, and if it doesn't work, you could always return it for a full refund. Okay, good luck. Bye.
Well, that was a lot better. First, you need to acknowledge a customer's emotions by letting them know how you feel.
Oh, I know how frustrating new technologies can be sometimes. What's the product number?
Next, ask for more information. It shows that you care for the customer, and you might find out their problem is easy enough for you to solve.
What have you done to try to solve the problem so far?
Once you understand their concern, summarize the problem. This shows that you've been paying attention and that you're taking the problem seriously.
Okay, so what you need is some technical help to get the clock working properly.
Finally, propose a solution. Even if you can't help them directly, you can point them in the right direction. Remember, you are there to help the customer.
What I can do is give you the number of the company that made the clock, and they will have a technical department that should be able to help you with your problem.
As long as you show that you are on the customer's side and that you care about their concerns, you will have solved the problem of the I don't care response. Now, let's take a look at the second problem. dominating the conversation.
Well, I finished up the project proposal, and it looks like it's
I know the budget went up a little, like you told me over the phone. Just give me a second to pull up your file and see if you can be approved for the larger amount.
Well, actually, if you let me finish, my partner was able to actually get a good deal from one of our suppliers, and now it looks like we won't have to borrow as much as we had originally
Are you
thought.
sure you want to do that? If it were up to me, I want all the help I could get. Since you're already approved for the original amount, why not take that and make your place even better? I have a great idea. You can use it to invest in air conditioning.
Air conditioning? If you read our proposal, you see that we already have air conditioning in the building we're renting, and we're not going to do that. I mean, one of the things...
Well, you can use extra money to help with something. That's my point. I tell you, the way the market is going, you aren't going to get a better interest rate than this for a while.
Well, it sounds like there was a good idea in there somewhere. So what was wrong? Well, by taking over the conversation, you risk frustrating your customer and losing their attention. Let the customer set the pace and the tone of the conversation. Remember, you're there to meet their needs. The first thing the service provider did wrong was to interrupt the customer. Customers should always be allowed to finish their thoughts so that you know how to serve them better. The second thing the service provider did wrong was to throw in his opinion before he even knew what the customer wanted. You might think you're being supportive, but you risk annoying the customer.
One of the things...
Well, you can use extra money to help with something. That's my point.
Remember, the meeting isn't about you. Customers want to be the center of attention. These types of behaviors make it difficult for their concerns to be heard and understood. Now, here's how that scene might have played out.
Well, Tom, I finished up the project proposal. It looks like I was able to drop the budget to below the original amount.
That's great. So the increase you told me about over the phone is no longer an issue?
No, my partner was able to get a good deal from one of our suppliers, so the budgets were lowered. We won't need to borrow as much as we originally had thought.
Since you've already been approved, have you thought about keeping the original amount? It might come in handy.
You mean like for emergencies or something like that? I never really thought of that. Can we do that? Is that a problem?
Not at all.
No, well, great. Well, if you can get the papers prepared, I'll sign and we'll have us a deal. Mm-hmm. All right, great stuff. Cool.
Well, that was a lot more productive, and it was focused on the customer. One of the ways to keep from dominating the conversation is to remember the stop rule. Ask your question and then stop and let the customer answer. You want to avoid the impulse to fill the silence with your own voice.
So the increase you told me about over the phone is no longer an issue?
No, my partner was able to get a good deal from one of the suppliers, and the budget's been lowered. We probably won't even need to borrow as much as we originally had asked for.
As much as possible, you should also keep your comments to 3 sentences or less, because when you are silent, that cues your customer to speak up. And remember to offer your suggestions in a helpful and supportive manner. Don't be forceful or overbearing.
Since you've already been approved for the larger amount, have you thought about keeping that original amount? It might come in handy.
You mean like for an emergency or something like that? I didn't actually give that too much thought. Can we do that? Is that a problem?
Not at all.
If you can, avoid dominating the conversation. Your customers will be able to express themselves better, allowing you to better meet their needs. This next customer service problem is very common. It's called passing the buck.
Yeah?
Hi, I was hoping you could help me. I have a question regarding my account.
Listen, I'm very busy right now. Why don't you call back tomorrow? And I might be able to help you.
Bye.
Yeah?
Hi, I'm calling regarding the sale I saw advertised. I was
Oh,
wondering
no, you got the wrong office. Try another department.
Okay. Fine.
This worker is obviously very busy and is handling many projects at once. But remember, if you didn't have clients, you wouldn't have a job. Treat your customers and clients with respect rather than just trying to get rid of them. The best customer support you can give is to find solutions to their problems. If you're sincere about trying to help, your customers will appreciate it.
Well, my computer is tied up right now because of a project I'm working on. But as soon as I can get that information, I'll get it to you. What is your phone number so I can call you back? Oh, unfortunately, I don't have that information. But I can look it up for you. Or you could call the organization directly. Their number is, oh, I'm sorry, we don't handle that here. You need another department. I'll transfer you to my colleague Susie. But if you get disconnected, I'll give you her number directly.
Well, the point here is to focus on what you can do for the client or customer, not what you can't do. It doesn't mean you have to drop everything and jump through hoops. You just have to change your attitude. And that brings us to our next problem, being negative.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
Miss Hello, I need some emerald green paint. My sister's painting her kitchen, and she said this is the place to get it.
You've come to the right place, sir. Let me check my inventory. If this darn computer will work, it is always acting up. I can't, it makes me so mad. My boss is too cheap to get me proper equipment for this job. He doesn't want to spend any money to help this business. I give up on that. Can you perhaps come back in about half hour? I'm going to try to get this thing going.
Well, that worker has just vented all his frustrations onto the customer, making the customer feel awkward, but more unfortunately, making the company look bad. Let's look at how this situation should have been handled.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
Yes, I need emerald green house paint. My sister's painting her kitchen and said this is the place to get it.
You come to the right place, sir. Let me check my inventory for you. Uh-oh, we got a slight problem here. My computer seems to be down. How about if I go in the back and check what we've got? I'll be a minute or two if you have the time.
Well, I'm in kind of a rush.
Well, how about if I just put the paint aside for you, and the next time you have a chance to come back, it'll be ready for you.
Okay, I'll be back later this afternoon.
Great.
The difference that time was that he didn't make his problem the customer's problem. He explained the situation and offered a solution that suited the customer's needs. Remember, just because you might be dealing with stress, it doesn't give you the permission to lash out at people. Stay positive and helpful, and your customers will come back.
Well, how about if I just get your things for you, and the next time you come by, it'll be nice and ready for you.
Okay, I'll be back later this afternoon.
Okay, great.
Being negative isn't only about what you say, it's also about how you interact with the customer. And that leads us to problem number 5, sending negative signals through body language. Look at the employee's body language. Even though he's saying the same thing both times, his body language sends 2 different messages. Be careful not to frown, yawn, or act aggressively in your environment. To project a positive attitude, use common sense. Stand up straight, face the customer, and maintain eye contact, and don't forget to smile. Even on the phone, don't roll your eyes or make other negative faces. Customers can sense your negative attitude. Do smile and nod attentively. Make affirming comments like, right, or I understand, to let the customer know that you're paying attention. If you control your body language, you control how the customer perceives you and your company. It's a powerful tool to delivering the right impression. Now on to problem number 6, blaming the customer. This results when customers make mistakes or errors. It's common for people to take the high ground and place the blame on the customer, and it's the high ground that you want to avoid.
Well, of course you're going to have that problem. I told you that a professional should have installed it and you shouldn't try it yourself. Now you're in a huge mess. You did what? Why would you do that? Don't you know you're supposed to read the fine print on those papers?
It's important to remember that we all make mistakes. It's even more important to remember that it is your job to help them with their mistakes. Don't make them feel more foolish. When you're able to help them save face, they appreciate it, and they'll want to keep working with you and your company. Though it is a natural tendency, never think of your customers as a nuisance. After all, it's because of them that you have a job in the first place. Now let's take a look at how those calls could have been handled.
Oh, I know. It's a really complicated device. Listen, I'm going to give you the number of the technician, and he'll definitely be able to help you over the phone. Any other questions that you could have, you can always consider hiring him to come straight to your home. I know, a lot of people have that problem. Why don't you come into the office at your convenience, and I'll take a look at it for you.
Think of yourself as a guide or a teacher. You might have seen the same mistake happen a dozen times, but this might be the first time that your customer has experienced it. Treat them as your equal and be supportive. Now on to problem number 7, bad-mouthing others.
Well, it's important for us to get the job done right. Yeah, for one thing, we don't take hour-long coffee breaks like those other organizations. I guess that's why we're so accessible.
This worker may think she's making her organization look good, but what she's really doing is making the whole industry look bad. It also damages her credibility by indulging in gossip. Here's another way that could have been handled.
Well, it's really important to us to get the job done right. Everyone who works here is very dedicated and believes in what they do. I guess that's the main reason why we're so accessible.
Some solutions to bad-mouthing others are to always have something positive to say. If you're asked about a competitor, comment on what you can do, not what the competitor can't.
Well, I'm not sure about our competitors. I only know our system and how hard we work to offer the best services possible.
Our last customer service problem is hiding behind the rules. Sometimes people are more concerned about keeping the paperwork straight than they are about serving the customer.
Yes, sir. May I help you? Yeah, so I was here yesterday. I got this paint. My sister decided to paint her kitchen a different color. Can I just exchange it for pink?
Oh, another one. Okay. You'll have to fill out this form for me. I need you to fill out your name, address, telephone number, reason why you exchanged it, etc. While you're doing that, I'm going to go exchange this can for you.
Listen, I don't have time for this. I got to get back to work. They're the same price. Can I just exchange them?
I'm sorry, sir, but this is the way our policy works here. You have to fill out the form for refunds or exchange. Can't do anything about it. It's not my policy. Sorry.
Just have to come back tomorrow.
Suit yourself.
Now the customer is angry and the clerk is probably thinking, I did my job. But if the customer is upset, did he really do his job? Keeping the customer happy should always be your number one concern. Here's how it could have played out.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
Yeah, so I was here yesterday. I got this paint. Now I have to exchange it for pink. My sister decided to paint her kitchen a different color. Can I exchange it?
Yes, you can. I remember you were here yesterday. Okay, you'll unfortunately have to fill out this form for me for refund or exchanges.
I don't have time for this. I got to get back to work.
Well, I remember you from yesterday. You're in your computer. How about if you just write your name and number, and I'll get the paint for you.
Okay,
and
thanks.
You can do this right away.
Obviously, rules and procedures exist to help your company run smoothly. What you want to do is make it as easy as possible for your customers to follow the rules. The overall solution to all of these customer service problems comes down to one word: respect. Treat your customer as you would want to be treated, and if that's always on your mind, then you'll have no problems avoiding the other 8 problems we've looked at today. Let's review and think about each example from a personal point of view. Do you want to tell someone about a problem and their response be, "So what?" Do you want to listen to someone blabber on about his or own ideas instead of listening to you? Do you want to be passed on from person to person, having to constantly re-explain your problem? Do you want to be forced to listen to someone else's problems rather than getting the help that you need? How would you feel if someone was acting negative while you were trying to talk to them? Or if they were making you feel foolish? Finally, what would you think about a person who said bad things about others? Or made you follow a long list of time-wasting procedures just to get something done? Well, I wouldn't be happy about any of these, and I'm guessing you wouldn't either. That's why it's important to fix these problems, because they could have a negative effect on your business and your career. If you keep your customers happy, both you and your company will succeed.
Don't call back here!
Dun, dun, dun.
Where's my boss? I want to shoot this computer.
You!
I can't.
Thank you.